Good morning, students. In this video, we are going to know about coherent sources. This is the only source to produce and to analyze the property of interferences. Okay, what is coherent source? If the two light sources are said to be coherent, which they produces same amplitude, same frequency, as well as very important, same phase difference, and as well as the same waveform. Which waves among the four properties is going to satisfy? That's only we can able to say the coherent sources. So once again I am going to repeat. If the two light rays are said to be coherent, they should have the same path difference or phase difference, and then same amplitude, and then same frequency, and same waveform. These are all the criteria to satisfy and create the coherent sources. So, what is phase difference? What is amplitude? What is frequency? What is waveform? These are all we learned in our basic classes. What is amplitude? When the particle attain the maximum displacement from the mean position, either it may be in positive or negative direction. So, this is my amplitude. When the particle attain the maximum displacement, this is the amplitude. So frequency is the number of oscillation produced per second. And what is phase difference? Sir, when the light rays are originating from the origin, it produces from 0 to 2 pi. If suppose another wave is forming the same origin, it also lies in the same phase, like 0 to 180. This should be called as same phase. That should be called as phase. So all the waves are originating in the same origin. In same waveform, that should be has the equal wavelength. So these all the factors whose wave is satisfying, that should be called as the coherent sources. Okay, students? Okay, sir, I have one doubt. The two independent monochromatic sources, it will act as a coherent or not? If you are supposed to switch on the two lamps in your house, like neon bulb or sodium vapor or tube light, whatever, it may be act as a coherent or not. Surely it will not act as a coherent source. Why, sir? We know very well the light source, it's produced by the vibrations of atom. So now I am going to consider a source, first source S1. It is produced by the vibrations of atom. It is in the form of sinusoidal wave, like a sine wave. Am I right? Yeah, this is sine wave. And then one more light is I am going to switch on, that is the S2. If suppose this wave is originating from the same place, but it does not have the same phase value, so it will be changing like this. My phase will be changes. See here, this is my 0 to 180, but the second wave does not coincide with it. And then second wave does not coincide with the first wave. So the two independent monochromatic waves does not act as a coherent source. Sir, then what is the way to obtain the coherent sources, sir? We have three techniques to obtain the coherent sources. First one is intensity or amplitude division. Second one is source and image. Third one is very important, wavefront division. These are the three techniques to obtain the coherent sources. Sir, some of the waves are having the same frequency, same amplitude, but it doesn't have the same phase difference. The three variables will be varying in every wave. So now I am going to produce the same frequency of wave, same amplitude of wave, same waveform of wave, and then same phase difference of wave. By using these three techniques, I am going to produce the coherent sources. Okay, let me see one by one. First, intensity and then amplitude division. How will you produce or how will you obtain by this method of coherent sources? By making some simple experiments. Okay, let me consider a source of S is placed here, is producing the monochromatic light sources. And before that, I am going to place here inclined and partially silvered glass plate in the manner of inclined plate. Now I am going to pass the monochromatic light on the inclined glass plate. So some of the light rays are impinged on the partially silvered glass plate. Am I right? So light rays are impinged. Here, when the light rays are passed in the reflecting surface, it will be partially reflected and partially refracted. It is happening simultaneously. So first I am going to analyze the reflection pattern. The sum of the light rays are reflected in some angle. Here I am going to place a mirror M. What will happen? When the incident ray is incident on the reflecting surface, it will be reflected on the same medium. Am I right? Okay. Right, sir. And then now I find out the reflected rays. Okay. And then another partial amount of light ray is refracted and has entered to the another medium. Now it will be reflected on the another mirror. What will happen? Immediately the incident ray will be reflected like this. So this is my refracted light rays and then this is my reflector. So all the light rays are like reflected in this path. Now I am going to getting the coherent source. Here the same frequency and the same phase difference and same waveform will be getting through like this experiment. This is the way of getting the coherent sources by using division, intensity division. Are you clear, students? This is my coherent sources. Coherent sources. By this way, we are getting like this by using intensity division method. Okay. Next, we are going to see about source image techniques. Okay. In this method, now the source of light is allowed to pass a biprism. A biprism. Now the light rays are passes through the biprism. So my light rays are impinging in all the incident angle. Okay. What will happen? All the incident rays are emerged from the another side. It is in the mirror is going to place. All the light rays are incident on the mirror. First ray and then this one is also second. And then another ray is going to some deviated angle because every incident angle the emergent ray will be some deviated through the prism. So my second ray is going to deviate. Here also in the bottom of the side, the second is also going to divide. So these waves are going to reflect into the another medium, and the third ray is going to impinge. See here students, these are all deviated rays, that is are refracted rays. Now I am placed here the source, and it will be reflected on the another side of the medium. So here my virtual image will be formed. My virtual image will be formed. Students, get attention. The source has the same amount of frequency and the same amount of phase difference like in the virtual image. I am going to say inverse manner, vice versa manner. So my virtual image has the same amount of frequency like source, same amount of phase difference like source, same amount of waveform like source, same amount of wavelength like source. So this will be formed like this in the virtual image. Now my source and the virtual images act as a coherent source. This is my second technique. So first one is intensity or amplitude division, and then second one is source image technique. And the third technique is wavefront division. Now I am going to pass the source from distance of d. The waves are like in the spherical wavefront, because we know very well the wavefront is mainly depends upon the distance and then shape. Am I right? So the source are propagating like in the spherical wavefront. Now I am going to place here slit before the wavefront, and also creating the two slits of fine width like this. So these slits are mentioned as S1 and then S2. Listen here students, my spherical wavefronts are entering through the slit S1 and then S2. It creates a waves of like a again small and then bigger wavefronts. It should be called as wavelets. Here also forming a waveforms, and then it should be called as wavelets. So single source will be produces the same amount of phase and the same amount of frequency and the same amount of waveform and then same amount of wavelength and amplitude. So single source can be created the coherent sources by using the double slit. This technique is commonly used. Okay, so how much of phase is having the source, that much of phase is having the secondary source, that should be wavelets and then wavefronts. This is a commonly used wavefront division. Right. Next, now I am going to find out the interferences pattern by using double slit experiment. Listen here students. Now I am going to place the two slits here. The waves are propagating through the two slits. The first wave is like in the form of here. Am I right? And then my second wave from the source slit of S2, it will be creating like this intersection. My white color line indicates first waves of wavefront, first slit of wavefront, and then my pink color line indicates second slit of wavefront. It will be intersects. Am I right? Okay. I already insisted to you, the interferences is the phenomenon to superimpose the two light sources. It creates some points of maximum intensity and then minimum intensity. Now the two light rays are superimposed in somewhat place. Okay. Another light ray is incident and make some font. And here also going to make some font. So alternately the two rays will be superimposed. That's why I told in some of the point the intensity is very high. That means the amplitude is high from the mean position. Sir, you should notice here, our light rays are like in the form of sinusoidal one. Am I right? That is a transverse wave. The upward positive, that is a upward amplitude, should be called as crest. The downwards amplitude should be called as trough mode. If suppose the first slit produces a wavefront and it comes from the first crest, and second slit produces a wavefront, it also coming in the form of crest. Once the crest and crest meets, otherwise trough or trough will meet, it produces the bright fringes. Bright fringes. That should be called as constructive interferences. Constructive interferences. Okay, students, constructive interferences. If suppose, sir, from the slit of S1, the trough wave is here. I am going to draw the blue color. And then another one is like in the form of S2 producing the trough waves. It produces trough and then crest. Crest and then trough. Otherwise, trough crest will meet, the dark fringes will be produced. That should be called as constructive interferences. That should be called as destructive interferences. That should be called as destructive interferences. If suppose the first slit of wave crest and then second slit of crest, or first slit of trough, second slit of trough, it will be superimposed, we get the bright fringes. That should be called as constructive interferences. Otherwise, from the slit of first, the crest, and then second slit of trough will be metered, it is the dark fringes will be produced. Otherwise, first slit of trough and then second slit of trough will be meet, the dark fringes will be created. That should be called as destructive interferences. There are two types of interferences in this pattern. One is constructive, that is bright fringes. Another one is destructive interferences, that should be called as dark fringes. So this will be arranging in an alternative manner. This pattern is called interferences pattern. Thank you, students.